Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and it is Xur Day. It is March 24th. I know many of you will probably be playing the Diablo 4 open beta, which if you haven't checked that one out, I do suggest it. It's actually a ton of fun. But he's on Watcher's Grave today, so let's go through everything he's got real quick. All of the legendary armor is collections. I will tell you that now. It is the set from Season of the Haunted. It even has the set bonus on it, which is completely useless now, but if you want that set of armor, it's all cosmetics because everything is in the 50s, so he's back to having a bug of crappy armor until that gets fixed. For your weapons, we've got No Reprieve with Surplus and Harmony. Not that exciting for a slug. Blood Feud, Ambitious Assassin, Focused Fury. I wish this gun was better, it just never ends up feeling that good. Thoughtless with Perpetual Emotion and Snapshot Sights. Might be a decent sniper, kind of a PvP setup here. I don't think this is like a god roll though, so nothing too exciting. Killing Wind, a backup plan for Hollow Words. That's probably an okay one. If you've got like a main ingredient, I'm sure it's better. But if you want to mess around with the fusion, you can get a little bit of liquid coils or range. Backup plan for the shorter swap time, charge time. You could have a little fun with Hollow Winds, I think. Ikelos, this sniper though. You've got Tactical Mag, Small Bore, Stability, 4 times the Charm, and Focused Fury. If you wanted a solo DPS sniper rifle, if they ever get buffed, this is actually what you would want because more shots in the magazine, you'd get that bonus to damage over time, and then 4 times the Charm, you'd have that extra ammo as well. So it would be a way to get a decent DPS sniper. It is a rapid fire, so not the best, but it's going to be reasonable. You've got a Fire and Forget, Rangefinder, and Demolitionist. If you don't have a Stasis linear, you never quite know when you need certain things in certain slots. This is the aggressive 3-round burst, so if you don't own one of these, you could do worse on the perks. It's not like amazing for any DPS sake, but if you need one of these for this slot, you may as well pick it up. And then Night Watch, Threat Detector, and Demolitionist with a Scout Rifle. Not really going to get too much use out of that one. For your exotics, you got Verity's Brow. It is based around grenade damage, so energy weapon kills boost grenade damage. It's an okay exotic. I don't know if this is in any specific builds right now. Sadly, this one is 19 in intellect, which intellect is not the most useful stat for most people right now. 12 in mobility. Then we're looking at single digits on discipline, single digits on resilience, barely 11 in recovery. It's not great by any stretch. If you've never used it before, you could probably do worse for your first roll, but honestly, this could be a lot better as well. Actium War Rig in a 66 could be exciting. Unfortunately, for a Titan exotic, it is 3 in resilience. Now, the recovery, the discipline, the strength, those are actually pretty good. The mobility is just kind of wasted. Steadily reloads your auto rifles and SMGs. If you've ever seen anybody in PvP walking around with a sweet business that never has to reload, this is why. It is good for Titans to own these for certain, machine gun builds. Even if you just need to swap it on for damage at some point, you could do that. Just the lacking resilience you're going to have to make up for in another place. Shinobu's Vow. This is probably the best functional role for something like PvE, but this is probably more of a PvP exotic because skip grenades are what you're basing this around. You do have 14 in discipline, get some resilience, some recovery, some strength. Hunters are going to want mobility though, so that's where that kind of sucks. That's why this PvE role, when you're dealing with skip grenades, those aren't exactly PvP or PvE awesome grenades, so not really doing too much. Improve skip grenades and you gain additional skip grenades. Skip grenades return energy when they damage enemies. Could be better as well. It's only a 61, basically no mobility. If the resilience was up in mobility, then we'd be talking about this 61 still should be in a pretty good role. Finally, we have the Queen's Breaker. This is one you should just probably own. It didn't get hit by the linear fusion nerf. It's got the ability to chain blinding to nearby enemies. So if linear fusions are your heavy for that activity, maybe you've got an Arc Surge on in a future season. Again, that's an exotic you should have in your arsenal. At some point, they'll probably find a good way to get this one. But overall, like weapons, okay, PvE sniper, but could be better. If you don't own a Stasis linear fusion, you probably should. All the armor is just going to be for transmog. All of the exotics just have an issue with their stats, in my opinion. But if you've never had one before and you want to try it out, at least they're all in the 60s and they're not collections. You've got a Hawkmoon with a rangefinder, could be a good roll. You've got heavy grip, and you've got arrowhead break. So you've got some control, handling kind of balances itself out, some stability. Rangefinder could be a good thing on that one. Moving target with Dead Man's Tail, light mag, full bore, getting a pretty good amount of range and stability out of that one. So maybe that's working, but I don't know if either of those are probably the god roll per se. Again, I say god roll because the currencies you have to spend, the cipher, the shard, the amount of glimmer, the 200 legendary shards, especially for somebody looking for like this as a new player, I only want to recommend if this is like the be-all end-all of rolls as opposed to something that's decent. So overall, Xur kind of brought a lot of trash this week. Sorry to say, not too much to be excited for. If you haven't experimented with some of the exotics, that's pretty much all I'd say. Add that to your collections, test it out. probably has some potential. If you guys enjoyed this one, drop a like below, leave a comment if you got questions, or maybe if I forgot something about any of these that I'm, missing, throw that in the comments. If you want to find me on Twitch or Twitter, it is Ebontis. I'll probably be playing some Diablo this weekend, and other than that, if you are new, please hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell, and I'll see you soon.